Hi, guys. Thanks for listening to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Just want to talk about our sponsors real quick. Our studio sponsor is Irvine's Auto Repair. They have been amazing to support us in sponsoring this studio. They are located on Stafford, just east of 131 on 44th Street. Please call them at 202-5538, 202-5538. You can also schedule online, irvines.com. And as Jesper said, as you'll hear in the podcast, Irvines with an E. Don't ask me why he brought that up, but it's Irvines with an E. They work on domestic and Asian and some European cars now. Please give them a call to verify which models they work on. I think I heard it's Mini Coopers and BMWs. I don't know. I pulled that from another podcast, but this is a woman-owned veteran company, and I just can't thank them enough. Amazing Google reviews. What they always say is that, yeah, they're not the cheapest, but they will fix your car right the first time. And one cool thing is you do get a rebate at the end or the next year. So like everything you spend during the year, come end of January, you get a rebate, and basically that's a credit that you can apply to repairs for the next year. So that's really cool. Thanks again for Irvine's Auto Repair for supporting the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Our next sponsor is Dunham Accounting. Dunham Accounting services business, personal taxes, payroll taxes, the whole 9 yards. They have been super supportive of us too, and they want you to know that they want to do your taxes for you. Don't use TurboTax. Don't do it yourself. You're a business owner. Yes, you don't have a brick and mortar or anything, but you're a 1099 subcontractor, and you can write stuff off, and that can greatly reduce your taxable income, which is huge, especially in this business. It's not just the mileage you write off. You can write off a lot of things: car washes, cell phone covers, or mounts, or whatever. Your cell phone bill, part of it. But it gets a little tricky. It's not just a simple 1040 easy. You got to file a couple different forms, and that's why you need to reach out to Dunham. You can call them at 734-6914, 734-6914, or dunhamaccounting.com. Kathy will definitely take good care of you and all her staff. They've been around forever, and they do an amazing job for businesses and personal taxes. But please reach out to them soon, as I'm sure they are getting busy. Again, 734-6914, dunhamaccounting.com. So our last sponsor is Michigan Insurance and Financial Services of Grand Rapids. They have an acronym of MIAFS.com. Well, I don't even know how you say that, but we're going to have Jackie in here very soon for an interview, and maybe she can tell us. This company, MIFAS, Michigan Insurance Financial, damn it, Michigan Insurance and Financial Services, is my new insurance company. So Jackie is a broker. So she can look at different companies like State Farm, Progressive, all the different companies out there and get you the best price. Reach her at 269-569-6127, 269-569-6127. That is Jackie's direct phone number. Also, her email is Jackie, Jackie, at MIAFS.com. Email her. She will get started on a quote for you. She saved me about $75 a month with my auto. So, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? And it's the exact same insurance as I had from the other company with this new company. So please reach out to her and get a quote. She's supporting the show, and I'm so excited to have her on here. Anytime as a business owner, if you can save money, why wouldn't you do it? Especially if you're getting the same exact insurance that you would at another company, but cheaper. So please reach out to her, and look forward to her interview coming soon on the show. All right. Thank you guys so much again for supporting us. Please enjoy the show.
Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This beautiful studio is sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We'll talk about them a little later, but thank you very much for supporting us. You guys have been amazing. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it again later, but apparently Eurotrash is no longer Eurotrash.
It's not.
So,
yes.
We'll have to mention that next time we bring up our studio sponsor. But my name is Ben Crocker. I am here with, obviously, our the legend, the myth, the legend, Jason Thierry. Across the table from me is Jesper Dennison, our resident Dane.
Wow, you didn't kill the name. That's good.
You did a very good job.
I know, right?
Why are we mentioning last names all of a sudden? What's about that?
So they know who we are in the chat? I don't know.
Wait, so what is your last name? What is...
I'm Ben Crocker. Yeah. This is Jason Thierry. And then Kitty Corner, such a weird word.
Kitty cat over there
is Samantha Hannum. Thank you all for tuning in and being a part of the show tonight. The first thing that we do on our episodes is start off by sharing some stories from being on the road. A few of us have not been driving nearly as often as in previous weeks, so this may be a little bit shorter of a segment. However, we did have a pretty significant snowstorm over the weekend, and I drove a ton, and my wife was questioning my sanity. I didn't tell my mom, but she probably would have too. Like, why are you driving in this weather? But I absolutely love a challenge of driving in the snow. So that's my story. I drove the snowstorms. It was a ton of fun. I wanted to stay out later and keep making money, but I've got this little thing in my car that tracks my mileage and whatnot and sends it to my insurance company so I get a discount. And one of the conditions for getting a discount is being in by midnight. So
really?
Yep.
Oh.
If you're out driving past midnight, it lowers the discount that you get.
Well, you've done it past midnight a ton of times. So.
Right, but I didn't have the insurance tracker thing.
Oh.
So it's like a 90-day thing.
That's the new thing with Progressive, right?
It's not Progressive. It's a different company.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to
I'm
mention
sure
them
it's
because
similar.
they're not a sponsor, but it's similar to Progressive.
Yeah.
I would never put one of those in my car.
I did.
I could put it in Megan's car because she just drives to work and
And
whatever.
it's become a competition between my wife and I of
Can
who's
you
the
see the
better
stats?
driver. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be kind of fun.
With
You know-
Progressive, you could see everything.
You know, the horrible thing is, it now says so, it's a line item on my insurance, and it's not a discount.
Oh no. See, with my company, they will not increase the rate.
Really?
It's only a couple of dollars, but still.
Yeah.
It's only a couple dollars
Yeah.
per mile. Back to the
Right.
back to the snow driving. We had 2 weeks ago. We had a storm. It's supposed to ice storm, but
Yeah.
it never really came to
No.
fruition. And I
No.
didn't drive that weekend and worrying about it because Gabe will call me what does he call me? Sensitive Nancy, sensitive Nancy, or
Nazi.
What does he
Oh.
call me? No,
Jesper.
ice princess or something
Ice
like that.
Princess is a
Ice
big one.
Princess.
But anyways, I didn't drive. But this past weekend with the snow, I did, and I kind of gotta believe Ben. I kind of had fun driving through the snow. I don't mind snow.
I wouldn't call it fun, but it was fine.
Well, it wasn't white knuckling too
No,
much.
no, it was not.
Yeah. How does your car drive through the snow?
It did fine. There was
Yeah.
one street that hadn't been plowed yet, so the snow was like 8 inches.
Yeah, dragging on the
And-
bottom.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I was going up, and I was like, man, I think I'm gonna make it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make it. Like, I'm going up this hill,
Little
and I need to
locomotive
go
can.
down the hill.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, we're gonna find out. This is, I guess, a test.
yeah.
Well,
So,
you know you're going to
Thankfully,
get down.
the side street was plowed, so all I had to do was get to the side street, and I could turn, and I was
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I decided not to drive at all last weekend.
You missed out. It was
Yeah, I know.
awesome.
I hear some people had better nights than New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
I mean, I went in at midnight and it was still surging at like $9 to $12. It was crazy.
Yeah.
What about you, Jesper? As I share in some groups, pardon my
Well, so the only
rudeness.
thing I drove the last 2 weeks is I drove 2 Fridays ago, I drove 2 hours and made $25. So I decided to call it quits.
Hey, just to clarify, I told him not to come out because it was dead as hell.
It was dead, but and then I left. It was just not worth it. So, but yeah, then we kind of did some. Last weekend we had a day just playing board games with family and friends, and it was just a good time. So,
yeah, you need those every
notice
once in
how
a
I
while.
did not invite you guys, right?
Of course,
you
not.
knew we'd be driving.
I mean,
making
I
all the
don't
money
invite you
work.
guys
Well, it was
to
in the
my
middle of
things
the
either.
day.
It's fine.
Huh? What?
I don't invite you guys to my game nights either. So
Yeah, why not?
That's because it's the special games, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's probably like the Cards Against Humanity type.
Mm-mm.
No?
I mean, I
No.
like it, but that's not what we do.
Strip poker.
No. All right, that's a group of people I
They
don't
play
ever want to see
Monopoly
naked.
because she's
No, it's
she's an
called
accountant.
Jack in the Box, and it plays like on your TV through a little Nintendo thing, whatever it's called. I can't think of what they're called, and then you play with your phones.
I have seen that.
Oh.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
fun.
Interesting.
We do a lot of like trivia ones, or we just like quiz things. I don't know. We have fun.
This sounds kind of fun.
You get to learn things about each other that we don't know.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So my rideshare stories are nothing. No, I had one thing happen today, but I've been doing a lot of other gig stuff. I hate to say it. This is a rideshare podcast. We do a gig economy podcast, and
Did you get access to it if you become a Patreon?
yes, you do. And we've added a few new patrons, so we're super excited about that. Just because, Sam and I first did it, it was like one. It was Larry. And not that we didn't want to perform for Larry.
We
but-
love Larry.
Right, but it's cool that more people are part of the community now. So,
You want to perform for Larry, right?
I've been doing lots of shit, but
That's
I did
the wrong button.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
That was better. Thank you.
So I had a ride this morning, and everyone knows I'm fussy when it comes when it doesn't go my way.
Fussy?
So I
You?
pick somebody up on 36 and 131. There's kind of some ghetto apartments over there. I mean, they're not. I guess they're not too horrible. They get in the car. The guy speaks okay English, but he's like, "We're going to the hospital," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm like, "Is your wife sick?" And he's like, "No, I don't know." He said something about, I don't know, some procedure or something. And gets in, and it's like they need to go to Blodgett. It's 104 Stewart, so that's off Burton or something. I'm like, oh, what's our new, change it in the app. I probably waited 7 or 8 minutes, and they couldn't figure it out. And then he wanted me to touch his phone. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that. So finally, I was like, JC, I'll just take you, and I start driving. I wasn't going to say it, but I was so frustrated about that because, I'm worried that they're gonna say, "Oh, I want to get paid for my ride," and it's just it's so frustrating. And maybe I need to learn. Maybe I need to take more rides as a passenger and figure out just change the ride on the driver. And
I thought you were going to say you need to learn more languages.
that too. Well, he wasn't. I don't know. But anyways, that's my only story. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
It's been kind of low key.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I haven't really driven a whole lot the last couple weeks.
Because somebody had to be like an adult and get a job.
Yeah, my
What?
internship has started.
I know. Sam
So-
has been she tries to talk in the chat, but she's been pretty silent, which is you're working.
Right.
I mean,
And I don't have my iPhone headphones. And of course, you can't just put normal headphones in an iPhone. It's my one beef with an iPhone.
oh yeah, you need the little adapter.
Uh-huh. So I can't even listen even if
dongle.
I wanted
The
to.
dongle. You need a dongle.
But no, it's been good. I mean, busy. But I drove Friday and Saturday this past weekend. And it was good. I mean, I only worked 8.5 hours, and it still paid off very well because it's all surge rides.
yeah.
Good surge rides. I mean, I averaged, I would say, $8 a surge per ride.
Yeah, I wish I would. I stayed home on Saturday and watched the UFC fight, but you
Yeah.
guys, I was kind of peeking in on the chat, and you guys were making money.
Yes.
It was good.
It was
Finally,
very-
a winter surge because it's
Right.
been quiet up until now.
Sure
Yeah.
had.
So yeah, my average was very good on Saturday
Yeah.
for 3.5 hours that I was
Yeah.
out.
Well, that's
So,
good.
but yeah, I mean, it was just
And then you almost got stuck. Is that the story you were
yeah.
talking? Okay.
I was concerned. Like, oh, okay, I'll try it. But
Yeah.
in most places, I drove 30 miles an hour most of town, just trying not to go too fast. Which,
Okay.
even going down Michigan, I crawl down Michigan because that
Hill is.
But there
yeah.
are people that were just whipping past me,
Really.
and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to
Sam,
go
you're
into a
growing
bowl.
up. You're growing up. You're
No.
being responsible.
These were grown men your age.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're
Probably
men. They're men. That's the
Like,
problem.
I was like,
Well,
I'm just
you know,
watching
we
them just
might-
go
we-
whip
we-
it. Like, I know that
We only going to
that
spin once.
the street was well cleaned.
Yeah,
compared
but it was
to the rest
still
of town,
like
but it was
snow
still
covered.
slick.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it was wet and salty, and there were spots that were very slick. I'm like, you guys are just dumb.
I feel like.
Dumb.
Are you laughing at something else?
At me.
No. Innuendo. Sorry.
I feel like that.
Wet, salty, and slick.
You know, I actually thought about that,
If it's
but
salty, there's a real problem.
well, something's salty. Well, I guess if it's salty on the female perspective,
Oh my god!
okay. I'm just gonna.
I swear, we press record and my mind just goes to
Yeah,
junior
Ben
high.
just lets loose.
I just can't handle it.
We'll move on, but one thing about the Michigan Hill, I feel like they should install heaters on that hill, kind of like they do in Holland on the sidewalks, like just that hill. To
But
keep
you know, it doesn't work, and it just cost a fortune.
well, didn't they do it on the S curve?
Mhm.
It doesn't work anymore, does it?
No, because it costs like the same as like a small city to heat
How does
up.
it work? Does it run hot water through it like a boiler system?
No, I don't know how. They
Oh, I was
do it
just curious if
technically.
you
It just
knew.
cost a fortune.
Well, what doesn't cost a fortune? They're
I
probably
just feel like it's totally possible to put like solar panels that will then like connect to a circuit that will heat the road.
Well, did you? Speaking of that, did you guys see about the active panels that they're doing instead of? So there's a company.
Yes.
Instead of asphalt, they have these octagons.
Wi-Fi enabled.
Yep, they have Wi-Fi enabled octagons, and then they have LEDs in them.
Yeah.
So at any given time, they can make another pattern come out of these panels to actually redirect traffic differently,
Like different
as they
lane
want to.
configurations.
And they
it just
heat
got
up-
real nerdy up in here.
Futuristic roads.
They heat it. They're heated, and they have all solar panels built into them, so they make the money back for having them.
They can't even fix a freaking pothole. They're not even plowing the city streets right now.
yeah.
Not saying anything.
I
but
almost
I'm
died
just-
on Garfield and Leonard today because it was like 6 inches of ice.
Uh-huh.
Yup.
It was so scary, but that is cool. I wish you could find an article on it because I'd like to read that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a video.
Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Don't
Do it,
now.
Jesper.
Please, can I?
No.
Can I?
Freaking squirrel. Just want to mention our Telegram app that we message on. You know, it gets super lonely out there. And the picture on your screen right now is a picture of Leo. He's one of our patron members. Patreon.
Who is Leo, Pete?
Leo Pete?
I almost called you Pete. Who's Leo, Jason?
You did call him Pete. It wasn't an almost.
legit just said who he was.
Oh, well.
Drink your whiskey. I noticed in this picture that my beard is really gray and my mustache is not gray. But no, he came in from Detroit with his wife to do. They're kind of food bloggers. I think it's called Detroit Foodies. Detroit_Foodies. Check them out if you're interested in watching a food blog. They do a really good job. But they had a couple of jobs, actually paying jobs over this way. So they stopped to have lunch and we chatted for a little bit and it was fun. So thank you, Leo, for coming out and eating some Nashville hot chicken at Hancock. That was really, really good. But anyways, Telegram, download it. The link is in the chat, I think. I always say that, and I never verify if it is or
Yeah.
not.
I think.
Is it in
you
there?
put it in
I'll
there,
look.
so why wouldn't it?
Someone
sure you did.
look in the description, because if it's not...
You know.
Anyways.
Yes, it is.
Cool. So
good.
download Telegram and then click on the link, and then you can join our group. And it is definitely an adult group.
Yes.
So if... You know, it's not for everybody, but we definitely help each other out. It gets lonely out there. I mean, Jesper always is one that talks that it was tough. He didn't he liked driving, but it just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the legit?
Oh, absolutely. It just got boring and lonely right at
Yeah.
the end. Yeah.
You're talking to passengers, but you don't have anyone to vent to. Like, this freaking passenger was
Yes.
just like
Did
a
you
total-
almost
No.
dropped it? You
No,
almost dropped
I was
the
going to
word.
say effing, but I thought I'm going to get away from
I mean, I took an Uber home yesterday, and he definitely utilized it as an opportunity to vent.
Did he? To you?
Yes.
Oh, man.
About what?
Well, at
Rideshare
first
driving?
he tried to do like this little cop out about I made sure I was on the curb when he pulled up, so I was ready to get in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, thank you for being ready to go. I appreciate it. He's like, it never fails. I'm in front of the back 40. The only place you can park is on Fulton. And I was like, oh, well, I park on
Excuse me?
Ionia.
Or
And
the
he looked
alley?
back at me and realized that, oh, she's a rideshare driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, bud.
Oh, then he
Yeah.
vented.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him about the podcast?
Yes.
Did you give him a card?
I didn't have my cards with me. They're in my car.
What?
Why do we have
Jeez,
the
why are we
cards
even
and go
Yours are
the
still
money.
sitting on your house, Jesper. Don't you talk to me.
down my?
Why do we even
Anyway.
spend the money?
And I did put some in my bag.
Oh man!
But I did have him open the website when we parked, when we got to the house. He opened the website up right there and
Well,
looked
that's
at
cool.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Telegram, yes, it is adult, and chats get off the rails occasionally. However, if you've had a bad day, like not even in the
It's
rideshare
a lot
world,
of fun.
it is. Like last week, I just had one of those days that it was like, I can't even go to bed. I'm just so stressed out right now. So I hopped in my car. I didn't rideshare drive. I just hopped on Telegram and I talked with all my buddies.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is really cool.
I will say it is a little tempting when you're trying to disconnect from the world and rideshare driving and you want to peek in there like I did. And it's like, oh, those surges are so sexy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was you, Sam. You were on the fence about coming out the other night.
Yes.
And then we
Gabe
all started
convinced me.
talking about it.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I think yeah, somebody called me a bum. You
Me.
did. And then I did end up going out. That was Friday night.
Was
night.
it?
I
You,
think.
you
So
didn't
I
go
come
out Saturday, did you?
I did not
No,
come
you
out
did not
Saturday.
go
Maybe
out
it was the weekend
Saturday.
before.
No, it was this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I called you a bum because that night I was going out. And then the next night I wasn't going to. We were both going to stay home. And then Gabe kept telling me, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. Come on out. Come on out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right, whatever. I'll come out.
So
Because it was like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and it was already like a $10 surge.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
That's crazy.
And that's for the new people that are listening. That's where the sticky surge is great. When you're downtown and you're doing 1.5 mile rides at a $10 sticky surge. Well, sticky or not sticky, $10 surge. I mean,
I had no rides that were over 15 minutes, and that's only because I was driving slow. Normally,
'cause
they
of
would
the-
have been 6 or 7 minute rides.
Yeah.
Like, I got a ping for a North Muskegon ride at
What?
2:05 in the morning, and I was like, not a chance. And it was only a $3 surge on it.
so
I was like,
you
not a
from downtown
chance.
to North Muskegon?
Yeah.
And you didn't take it?
No.
Did he
Wow.
God,
tell you
no.
it was to...
It was 36 minutes northwest.
Okay.
So, yeah, right
Muskegon.
around there. Muskegon, North Muskegon, Spring
Lake.
Lake, something like that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
far.
If
It was
would've-
after 2, and there was only, if there had been like a $10
I was gonna
surge
say,
on
been
it,
a $10 one.
then maybe. But I was ready to go home.
Yeah.
Like I was super ready at 2 o'clock. to
Well,
go home.
honestly, that surge maybe not, like you said, may have not been beneficial because it was those short rides is where you make your money on those flat rate surges.
I still remember that one
Pete.
unicorn I let
Pete
go
would've done
away.
it.
Pete would have taken it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete would have taken any ride this week.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, I forgot to tell you that Larry's wearing his suspenders and he loves them.
I know.
You guys and your suspenders talk.
Yeah.
That's in the Telegram. You
That
can
had me cracking
We are now
up.
the suspenders.
Join
It's our
Telegram
new
and
pop
buy
group.
some suspenders.
from Carter's apparently.
No, Carhartt.
I know what you meant, but all right.
Carter's, the child clothing store. On that note, if you are on Apple Podcasts listening to this audio, please pull out your phone and leave us a kind review. Even if it's unkind, I don't care. But not just a
No.
star rating.
Yeah,
a
the star
review.
ratings don't do anything. Ben has a podcast and someone rated him 3 stars with no comment. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Like,
what's
really?
even the point? If you're going to
But
be a
the podcast isn't that good. Come on, let's be
well,
real.
I mean, it's at least a 3.5.
Wow.
But I said to Ben, I'm like, why not just at least say what you don't like about
Seriously.
it? Maybe we could, we might not change it, but
So if you don't like anything we're doing, you can tell us. Maybe not in a review. You could email us, but
Yeah.
I don't care. But
Or
at any
join the
rate,
Telegram just long enough to tell us we suck and
Yeah.
then
F
leave.
off and then
Leave.
just drop the mic.
but definitely do leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That is where we get the most traction in the web world. You can also now use your smart home devices such as Alexa or the Google Home, and you can ask to play our podcast.
the Google Home. Did you say that? Did you say the Google Home?
Isn't that what it is? The Google Hub?
But it's not the. It's like
He doesn't
Fine.
like the word the.
Google Home. There you go. You could ask those smart devices to play our podcast.
Larry got his
he
from
bought
Dickies.
the wrong suspenders.
Hey.
Good job, Larry.
Go ahead, Ben.
What is this?
I'm sorry for Jesper.
So, yes, leave us a review. Check us out on Alexa, Google Home, etc.
And we are on all the social media platforms too. We try to do stuff on them. That was a terrible.
Great transition.
We do stuff.
Ba-dum-bum.
we're going to talk about Irvine's. Irvine's Auto Repair located on Stafford, just east of 131 on 44th Street. So they are our studio sponsor, and we appreciate them. You can schedule online, which is great. They're really kind of tech savvy. So Irvines.com, you can schedule repair, maintenance, whatever. They are working on Eurotrash now. I think Mini Coops and like something else.
I found out this week it's Ervines, Irvines.
Yeah, so Jesper wanted me to clarify that apparently if you spell it Irvines, it goes to what, some family page?
Something else.
Well, it's at least it's not like porno or something.
Oh, no, it's not. It's just some weird page.
But anyways, call them at 202-5538. They do a great job on repairs and maintenance and whatever you need. They also give you a rebate in the January that you can use as a credit towards repairs for the following year. So
There we go.
Okay.
So yes, thank you very much, Irvines. Again, on Stafford, east of 131, off of 44th Street. Hard fade. So let's get into, I don't know. I just opened a
Can
document.
I off-track us real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
While you figure out what you're doing. So I have been on the ladies'
You
page.
got 20 minutes?
So this woman posted an email she got from Lyft. You've missed a lot of rides or it's timed out, whatever. But what caught my attention about the email, her email account is AOL.com. So the first thing I commented was, AOL? Really?
Yeah.
And it has blown up.
Like,
There's on either
Just
side of the
jokes?
aisle that ladies like, yeah, we use AOL. What's wrong with AOL? And all the people who are like under 30 who are like, who uses AOL anymore?
well,
And I gave mom such a hard time last year about still having an AOL email. I made her get a Gmail.
yeah.
And apparently she wasn't the only one still using her AOL email.
It's funny. You see a lot of Hotmails and stuff like that. It's still a viable email address. I mean,
It is. It's just not
Or
commonly
Yahoo.
used.
yeah, I use Yahoo. I mean, for junk mail. I use Gmail for everything else.
Yeah.
But all right, first thing in the news, rideshare in the news, and this is kind of what we do in the podcast. We kind of settle in and joke around and have fun. Well, we joke the whole time.
Yeah.
3 of us are drinking whiskey tonight. I'm not one of them. Last time I got off the rails, and it was a shit
I'm
show.
already off the rail.
Yeah, we know. So what we talk about is just different pictures and news and just kind of your feedback. And we encourage you to comment in the chat to say, hey, I've had this happen, or ask a question if you're new. I think there was a new gal in here. Sabrina. So, all right. First up, what do we got
We
here?
have a really funny segue. That's what we have here.
Why?
Because the name of the person who posted this is
it's
AOL.com.
You did that on purpose. You did too.
I did not. I wish I did.
Oh my gosh.
Perfection.
That's hilarious.
So this one, I
No,
understand
the
more
name
now,
is Lucas
even
Battle.
more as an extra large driver. Like it's still applicable to an X, but
Yes.
it's a much more common thing now that I have XL. But the post is that unspoken group dynamic when all your friends are in an Uber on your way to the club and the people in the backseat are lit, dancing and scream talking, and the person in the front seat is the group's PR person and talks to the driver and just keeps saying, I'm sorry for that.
It's so
Yep.
true, though.
It is.
It's the person that, not just the PR, but usually the person that orders the ride.
Yes, often
Yes.
sits up front, is mildly sober, and it's like, I am
Yes.
so sorry.
The responsible one.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So, the next up, Jesper.
Well, so there's a video about it, right? It's all about the Jersey cannot talk. Jersey City shooting.
Hey, cut him off.
Somebody did cut me off. I'm
Okay.
thinking this is just pop.
It's just the Diet Coke now.
I know. So play the video.
Okay. Sorry.
Please help me welcome the Attorney General, the state of New Jersey, Kabir Grewal.
Thank you, Governor. The two suspects who are deceased, in this case, the two decedents, Anderson and Graham, are our prime suspects in the Bayonne Uber driver killing. We're not in a position at this time to say definitively why the suspects decided to stop in front of the supermarket and begin firing immediately. We've recovered numerous firearms from the scene, and we're processing ballistics evidence. We also recovered a pipe bomb that, upon arriving at the scene, Anderson got out of the vehicle with the rifle and began shooting almost immediately, walking into the store. Now, one person escaped with a gunshot wound and is recovering fully. The 3 individuals who remained in the store, the wife of the owner, a worker, and a customer, are all now deceased. Now begins a difficult task for us to determine which bullets and to whom they're attributed, but our belief is that they were killed almost immediately upon the 2 suspects entering the location.
Wasn't me.
This is the city where I was born.
Everyone looked at me.
This is a city where so many people from so many corners of the globe first step foot into this extraordinary country. This is a city where, in fact, a kosher supermarket stands proudly across the street from a Catholic school, down the block from a Dominican bodega, on a street named after Dr. Martin Luther King. It's a city of Chinese grocers and Indian shopkeepers and recent college graduates, all striving for a better life in the shadow of the Statue of Liberty.
So I kind of wish that video is in there, and I don't really know the gist of that story. That was just kind of a news conference. So
There's not much more to it. Basically, the Jersey City attackers were suspects in the earlier killing of an Uber driver, and so I guess the point is that he obviously they killed an Uber driver earlier on.
yeah, it's just
So, and I think the big segue here is obviously we talked about last week. We talked about how a couple of Uber drivers was killed in South America.
Yeah, this is
a
lot closer.
Yeah, this is of course a lot closer to home, but it's just it's the constant. And again, we don't have to worry too much about it here in Grand Rapids because it's Grand Rapids.
We're spoiled here.
We are spoiled, but there is some areas where people do have that. It's a constant fear.
Yeah,
That somebody's gonna pull a gun on them and do something. Potentially, as kill them or whatever.
it's just always good to make sure you know your area and know where
Yep.
your sketch areas are. If you get a request over there, it's fine. That's why we're independent contractors. We don't have to go
Right.
into the hood or whatever. Or if you're uncomfortable with someone in your car, I mean, you can always ask them to get out too. So,
I mean, and I'm just gonna go around the table real quick. I mean, I've had just like maybe not even a handful of times in the 4 years I've driven where I've been uncomfortable in the car here in Grand Rapids. What about you, Ben?
Early on, I think I was uncomfortable only because it was still so unfamiliar and new.
Okay.
But I can't think of a time where I was afraid for my life or feeling
Nope.
like, oh boy,
Right.
this is not good. Nothing like that.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to Ben, just a handful of times. You just kind of get a feeling sometimes,
Yep.
especially when you say hi to them, they just get in
Right.
and they don't say anything. You're like, okay, maybe you're deaf or maybe you're just a dick. I
Right.
don't know, but
Or both.
or both.
Yeah.
A deaf dick. I mean, so didn't we talk about a deaf or blind somebody?
I've dropped off blind passengers.
Yeah, there was. Oh no, it was that one lady that. Remember, she came out and she goes, "What?" She was. Oh yeah, she had a walking stick, and she said to me, "Why isn't your car black or gray?"
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you can't even see. How do you know that my car isn't?" Because apparently it was gray in the app, and I had to
Right.
reach out to. I think it was Lyft, but. Anyways, but yeah, what about you, Sam? Uncomfortable?
I
or-
mean, I've had a couple people that they get talking, and I'm like, these are weirdos.
well, maybe I think that more for you because you're a girl. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
that's
sexist,
true.
but
No, I mean, it's been pretty minimal, honestly. Just a couple oddballs. I mean, Mom's had a much worse time than I have.
really,
She's had quite a few people that were almost dangerous, I would say.
Really?
really.
But, and that's during the day.
Wow.
At night, I mean,
Wow.
I don't pick up at strip clubs, which I honestly think helps.
I mean,
Well,
there really aren't that
I've
many
done it a
around,
couple
right?
of times.
No,
It's
but
not
they're
that bad.
always the rowdiest group, and there's just usually one person who just doesn't understand boundaries in them.
Yeah.
I stopped picking up from there a long time ago, and I won't. Like, I get an XL request all the time from if I'm out on like the Beltline and 28th Street, and it's always the strip club. Like, I don't
yeah.
even take it anymore. I just decline it.
What is
And
that?
keep going.
What's that place out there?
Showgirl.
Showgirl.
Yeah.
Showgirl.
Yeah.
No, isn't it Sensations?
Well, same
Yes, it
thing.
is Sensations.
Oh,
But-
It used to be called Showgirls. Now it's Sensation.
well, what's the point? They
Every
You're
can't.
real
2 years.
familiar with
They
this,
got to
aren't
cover
you?
their tits now. So I mean, like, what's the point? Sorry, sponsors about that. That kind of
No.
slipped
Yeah.
out. Apologize.
Well, on that note, actually, not at all on that note. we'll move into the next story here. This is something that happens more and more, and it's actually something that's even been addressed by school districts. There is a trend of parents using the Uber and Lyft apps to send their kids to school or to relatives' house, whatever the case may be. And in this next video, we have the perfect example of, one, how to handle a situation like that, and two, even more importantly, the passenger or the mother's response.
When I was previewing this video, Ben, I was like, there's nothing wrong with this video. I'm like, this is where you don't actually see this happen.
Yeah.
So
this is the example.
Sorry.
To the left, pressure from the right side, sacks.
Oh, this is from
Well, that's
Dustin.
the plate on the back.
Say you got a professional.
Pretty good. I'm Harold. Y'all, Graham.
And for
No.
LSU, that's their 25th
Is he over 18?
of the season.
No,
And
he's
they
not.
brought extra pressure.
They're not supposed to take unaccompanied minors.
Kellen had no chance of getting rid of it. The gunner to the right side is Caleb Chapman.
Okay, all right,
Derek
well.
Stingley Jr.
Going back.
stands on his 10-yard line. 60
Sorry.
yards on his
Hey,
last punt
sorry
by
about
Drake
your time
Mann.
on that.
But
That's okay.
sailed into the
I
end
just
zone.
missed it.
This off the right side of his foot. It's going to land inside the 20 bounce. And Stingley's going to let
Probably
it
gonna
go.
get flagged
So
for this
Hansford
football
rolls
chatter in the back.
inside the 9-yard line. And a little pushing and shoving on the other side of the field. But LSU will take over with 3:07 to play in the first quarter, up 14-0. They're inside their own 10-yard line. 48-yard punt by Braden Mann with no return.
It's not over?
No, I thought it was too.
Back up here. Defense needs to stop, get some good field position for this offense to get back in this game.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Want to waste your time?
All right, thanks. Appreciate
You
it.
sent him a bunch before, and I
The 10 spot.
just
Well-
changed it to. I didn't know. I'm not. No, I understand. That's,
Yeah, I see.
those are the rules. And
Unaccompanied minor. So I'll go ahead and cancel. You probably be charged.
Clemens on the left end. Trips right for
Okay,
LSU from
that's
their own
good to know.
9-yard
All right,
line.
thank you
All right,
very
thanks.
much. Have a good one.
A lot of people do it if they ain't supposed to.
3:07 to play in the first
I
quarter.
guess so. Sorry about
Edwards
that.
player on the right side.
So yeah, that was from Dustin, by the way. Dustin is driving. Check him out on YouTube. That I was not expecting that because I was watching the video and then that dull spot too. I was like, this is it.
what?
Why did Ben put this in here? This is a waste.
Yeah.
But she handed him a 10 spot and said, "I'm really sorry." And man, that's
Yeah,
not.
it went well.
And then he's and you'll probably be charged too. And she's like, oh, well.
No, I actually thought she was like, "Oh, okay." He could have refunded that, right? Can't you do that?
No, he can say
can.
don't charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't charge rider. Yeah, I don't think that used to be an option, but that was a relatively new video.
So it actually happened to me not too long ago. My first ride. So I live on the northwest side of town, and I got called out 15 minutes, and it was kind of a slow night. And I got called out 15 minutes out to Maya out by you in Granville.
yeah,
And I pull up, right? And here they are, 3 boys, 13 and 14, right? And you could just tell that they're not over 18. So,
Yeah.
are you guys 18? Nope. I can't take you. Well, how are we going to get home? Not my problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. It's.
So
I would say majority of them don't happen how that video happened.
Mm-hmm.
Usually people are bitching, and
Yep.
Pete's the king
Yes.
of getting unaccompanied minors.
Yeah.
I mean, knock on wood that I haven't gotten any in a while, so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a while either.
Well, when do you drive in the morning, though? I mean, very rarely. So shut up.
Yeah.
There was a time about 2.5
Sometimes you
years
get
ago.
groups of teenage girls from the movie theater at
That's
night.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, especially at Rivertown in Granville.
I
What
don't
were we
pick
saying?
up from the mall either.
You
Well, I
don't?
was just saying, I tried driving mornings about 2.5 years ago for about a week or so, and that was a lot of unaccompanied minors.
Yeah. Yeah, it can happen in the morning for sure. So
Just
A lot of
around
car
school,
seat
around
issues.
school time.
yeah, and the problem is like if we could see the address like you can in California now, you would say, oh, that's an address at a school. I'm not even going to accept this ride. But
Right.
then now it's like you swipe to go, and then you're like, oh, you're going to a school. I can't take you.
Well,
Right.
but not even that. I was picking up. I was being asked to pick up a lot of young kids to go to school,
Yeah,
to take them to school.
right. But you don't know.
No, you don't know.
You don't know where they're going.
Sure.
I mean, until you click.
But, they're wearing a backpack.
Yeah, they are. But then it's like with the guys, like, it's so hard to tell sometimes. Like a girl, typically, you can be like, but for some of these kids have facial hair. So I'm like, man, I mean, if you got facial hair, I mean, do I really need to I mean.
Oh, but then, no, you still need to ask.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't ask all the time. I probably should, but.
It's hard to get an unaccompanied minor when you're grocery shopping all the time.
Who said that?
Pete.
Whatever. You're just jealous. You're just jealous. All right. Next up, it's an article about it. It's about Uber and the California. Basically, if you work in California, you have every advantage possible. And the article states that Uber just enabled discrimination by destination. Well, not by destination. It's more like by pickup, not by destination, because you get to see the address. Well, I guess it is.
They get both.
You get both. In California now, you get both the addresses. You get where you're picking up and where you're dropping off, not just a direction like you do here in Michigan. And so basically the article is just about, is it going to add to discrimination? In my opinion, it is.
Oh, totally.
I mean, we kind of do it too a little bit if it's Southeast side. I mean, not all Southeast side, but if it's
if it's like Hall and Eastern, if I could see that as a pickup or a drop off, I'd be like, no, thank you.
I know, and it's not just discriminating against the person; it's discriminating against the location,
right?
But at that time, we're not discriminating. Obviously, we are kind of
selective,
right? But it's because we believe so much more in our own health, right? I mean, we our safety, our security, that's kind of what we are thinking.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, it would be more different than if we would get there and we would see somebody because of the color of their skin,
right.
and then be like, ooh, no, that's not going to do that.
But I mean, it's still discrimination regardless of the reason.
Sure.
It is. But I mean, if it's in a certain area, is it a gray area about being selective? I mean, you're not really discriminating against a person per se or a race.
But an expected group of people, yeah. We have an expectation of what's in that neighborhood. We know who lives there. And it does happen. You can try not to. I mean, obviously you have to be mindful about it, but the reality is...
And we'll talk about California a little bit later, a couple other pictures, but
because I'm sure, especially even in California, I mean, neighborhoods are split very much by race in California. It's not uncommon. So if people aren't picking a neighborhood, they're effectively not picking a race to pick up.
That's true. That's true. So, I mean, I think that's kind of a lot of cities are like that, I think. But all right, the next one is a kind of a funny picture. There we go. I had to read this one a couple times too because I'm dumb. But and I'm not kidding you. I'm like, why is this on here? Like,
it makes more sense looking at it than it does saying it.
Right.
But so my actual text from my Uber driver. Apparently, he's proclaiming that he's the king of all burgers in the land, and the text message is, "I'm hereby Burger King."
I'm hereby Burger King. Like he needs like a comment. I'm hereby Burger King.
Not here nearby Burger King.
Yeah, you wonder if he actually typed it like that and it didn't autocorrect or what, but
who
it
knows?
Looks like my typing.
Cracks me up though.
I'm hereby Burger King.
Yeah, I keep saying I hereby. That's probably why I was struggling reading it. I need to read I'm hereby Burger King and slow down while you're reading it. So speaking of slowing down and reading, our next advertiser, Dunham Accounting Services. I know it did not correlate. That was the joke. Yes. So, what'd you say?
Wrong sound.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I control the board, so I get to play my own sounds. Dunham Accounting Services in Byron Center. The tax questions are flowing on all the groups. Yep. I mean,
every post.
I know I bitch about this all the time, but I'm in so many groups that it's just every other post is about taxes.
And all of them have at least one wrong answer in them.
At least.
Sure.
At least.
So, yeah, Dunham Accounting Services in Byron Center is one of our sponsors. They do business taxes, which you are a business. Yes, you're a 1099. You're not a partnership or an LLC or anything, but you do have to pay, 1099 taxes. And trust me, some of you are going to get a sticker shock. Yeah, depending on how much you drive, if you're kind of a part-time driver here and there, you probably don't pay any tax on it. But if you make a, like Gabe, who's full-time gig, I mean, he's going to pay some taxes.
What about Uber Phil?
Uber Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Uber Phil made like $50K last year.
That was his part-time job.
That was his part-time job. Yeah.
It's those long-distance, extra-large rides. That get
Yeah.
But he only ended up having to pay like a couple $1,000 in taxes.
Yeah.
It was.
But that's the thing. You can write so much off that
true.
you need a professional to do that. Don't use TurboTax. Don't use H&R Block. Don't fall for there. You get your $1,000 loan before you get your taxes back.
Right.
No.
Because if you're a rideshare driver, you're going to be like, ooh, I'm not getting anything back. And now I got to pay this $1,000. I mean,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've tentatively done mine, and I owe like $230.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mine's not going to be pretty. I think I'm going to have to pay quarterlies this year. I know.
I haven't done mine yet.
No, I haven't either. But call them.
I bought another business. So I probably won't have to pay anything, but we'll see.
Yeah. Call them 616-734-6914. Oh, another number, Ben. 616-734-6914. He gets that. Check them out at DunhamAccountingServices.com. DunhamAccountingServices.com. Thank you for being a sponsor of the GR Rideshare Adventures.
Get a text
expert.
Text professional, yes.
I was ending it great, and you just stepped all over my ending. Son of a bitch.
Hey, Ben. Are my messages coming through? Because they're showing them like grayed out on my screen.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
What does that mean?
You must have been...
I'm just refresh the page.
Were you banned?
There's a one that says LOL.
No. I made a joke about Aaron only getting the long rides.
It says you're online.
Well, I just reloaded the page.
I
So
don't see you. Oh, there you go.
Sounds like operator error for you.
no.
Thanks, Dunham, again for supporting the GR Rideshare
thank you very
Adventures
much.
podcast. You're up, Jesper.
Podcast.
Podcast.
So, gonna go to the right article here. Hang on. Here. So,
Quit looking up porn.
man, but I like. No, okay.
You didn't have to admit to it.
No. I can't even say it. Okay. Newborn ejected from SUV in rollover accident was found safe in car seat carrier. Obviously, the whole point of the article is the fact that the newborn was actually in a car seat and was safe. And so it was a horrible accident. And the baby was actually, the whole car seat and baby was ejected from the car as part of the accident. And in many cases, everybody's saying that he was just super, super lucky.
Yeah.
Which of course, but you can only think, what would have happened had he not been in a car seat.
Right, and that brings up the question as far as rideshare driving, like, dude, like this is why you don't take kids without car seats. I mean,
this is why you don't do it.
Do you help? Do you? I've had people get in my car with car seats and then they don't buckle them in. I'm like, what is this going to do? It's just going to kill me.
No, I'll sit there and I'll wait. And if they buckle the kid in, but not the seat, and I'll look back like, you got to buckle that in too.
What is that legit's going to kill me? It's going to kill your kid and hit me in the back of the head.
And here's the thing. You cannot buckle in the seat for them.
No. I wouldn't even know how.
But that's key here, because if you do, now you installed the car seat.
You're liable.
Yeah. I mean, you're liable anyways. Let's just face it. You're losing everything.
But just, I had the same thing. Somebody just put the car seat there, and I'm like, no, you gotta buckle in the car seat.
I've had lots of ladies do it.
It's like,
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, what purpose? Like, okay, good
to get
for you.
us to shut up. That's all it's about.
Good for you. You brought a car seat, but
do you guys remember the time where I was over on the Northwest side and I was picking up a father and his son, right? It was the middle of the day. Well, it was still light at least. And the dad starts like negotiating with me and saying, "Oh no, he doesn't need a car seat," and he was obviously like 3 years old. And he goes, "Oh no, I'm his father. I will determine whether he needs a car seat or not." Like, are you kidding me? No. And I go, "Son, how old are you?" 3. And his dad gets mad at me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Oh my gosh, he was just such a joke.
You know what else makes me mad?
What?
When Subway ends their free promo for Uber drivers.
Nice segue, Ben. I appreciate that. You're professional.
I thought we were going to get a mini what grinds my gear segment there.
Well, it does grind my gears.
How many times did you do it?
Once.
I didn't even do it once.
I got 3 or 4 out of it.
I think I got 6 or 8.
What?
Dang.
What happened?
Well, half the places weren't participating
I know.
anyway. I don't know if Subway just wasn't reimbursing them appropriately. And that's why they're like,
Uber.
yeah, I don't want to do
surprising.
this.
Uber's
Well, they're
not
all
following-
franchises.
Yeah.
So Uber should have been was probably paying corporate Subway, and corporate was supposed to distribute it amongst the franchises.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there was a failure there or not an agreement on the price.
Yeah.
They might have been paying cost, but not giving them any profit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was talking to somebody about it, and they were pretty sure that it was marketing dollars. As in, they ain't getting nothing. This
Subway?
This was just marketing.
Yeah. Could
Yeah,
be.
I mean, I think it's a good idea, though, because it gets you in the store. If I can get a free cook, although I don't know why I never did. I don't know. Subway's not.
To be fair, I would go in, when I did do it, I'd go in the one time, I'd get my sandwich, my cookie, and my drink, but then I would also get food for Mom.
Yeah.
So I was always still buying a sandwich.
I swear you said sandwich earlier.
No.
Did you hear that too?
Well, the sign on this picture is sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Sam. It distracted me.
No.
It's not as bad as that other one that says what the police knock hard, but it was
But
yes,
not like the
don't
police.
knock the
yeah,
police
but it
on.
was NOCK. At least, well, the E and the A are kind of close on the
I
keyboard.
guess
So let's talk a little bit about this whole thing. So now there's absolutely no benefit to being Diamond.
Yeah, there is. You
the
get more
5% cash back.
on gas.
Well, but as Platinum, you get 3%.
Oh, but
so
you get
it's 2 more
5.
percent.
It's almost double.
I'm sure Uber's going to roll something else
Yeah,
out.
it said there will be more snacks to come in the
Yeah,
future.
they're-
Yeah,
So-
they're going
Probably
to roll
working
out
on
bankruptcy. Oh, you know what? We never talked about Cargo. Let's just talk about it.
yeah.
I totally did not post the article. Cargo went under, and they had a partnership with Uber. So I wonder if they got rid of Cargo to do the Subway, and then that failed, and now they're standing there with both bag in both hands. But yeah, I never got an opportunity to get it. I wanted it. It was there was a couple people that were Gabe, I think so. I don't want it in there, and I don't want to deal with it. And there was a lot of negativity online about I wouldn't want to deal with it. I would like to have tried it out just to see, and if it didn't work out after a month, I would send it back.
Well, obviously,
If I
it
had a
didn't
bigger
work
car.
out.
Didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
I wonder why though. Was it too much of a hassle to
And I'm guessing a lot of people aren't getting in their Uber being like, oh, I want to buy a candy bar.
Yeah,
I
but
just
a lot of the stuff was free.
Was it?
Yes.
How do they
but-
make money?
Just by getting the advertisers, let's say Excedrin was paying,
Okay.
they get the free plug that they're getting Excedrin. But yeah, a lot of the stuff was free, but I think it was just so clunky to get it because you couldn't just take it out and give it to them. They had to go into the website. It wasn't even an app.
Yeah.
So you had to go in a browser.
Right.
You had to go to cargo.com. You had to.
And if you think, I'm guessing probably 2/3 of Uber drivers at least are mostly nighttime drivers.
Yeah.
And that is not a crowd for that.
Well, no. And not,
Drunk people are not going to do all that.
Although I did think about selling Monster Energies, going out or 5 hours, just $5, make it clean. Here's $5 bill.
Yeah.
Everything's $5. I bet you could sell something.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if I
I mean,
want
people do for holidays. They get for Valentine's Day, they get little mini chocolate boxes or roses. And
Yeah.
they'll sell them for $2-3 a piece.
Yeah,
all
that's
day,
actually
and,
not a bad idea either.
Yeah, for people who are not planning well, or people who want to go to the gas station on the way there. Or you could buy this, and we could not go to the gas station.
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
way there.
Jeez.
Can I just point something out about this sign real quick?
What's
Put it back
crystal?
up.
What?
So,
Crystal.
You go. I'll tell you after.
I'm not going. Ben's going.
no, the photo.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, do you want me to put it back up?
on the
Oh,
screen.
I'm sorry.
So,
This is what I'm talking. Sam's talking to me. There we go. Go.
so how is it that they cannot spell sandwich, but they can spell participating?
I was thinking the same thing. That's why I think the A and the E are relatively close.
No, they're not.
I mean, they're one key away.
They're kitty corner.
They're the S is in between, kind of. Sort
Yeah.
of. It's funny you brought that up. I'm they spelled, and I'm a terrible speller.
Participating.
They spelled participating right.
Yeah.
Anyways. Maybe
So
they
no
just-
sandwich and drinks / cookies for any Uber drivers. We are not participating anymore.
Yeah.
Grouchy.
I kind of feel bad to the franchise owner because I bet they're getting screwed.
Right, yeah. If they were losing money this whole time on that really sucks.
Yeah, it's not fair to them. Like, corporate's like, yeah, this is a great idea. Hey, by the way, y'all have to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So Crystal is a fast food franchise similar to White Castle. I did not know that because they went under this week too.
They did.
They did, according to Larry.
I want to get him and go
And I
back.
take Larry at truth for
I do
everything
too.
he says.
I want it. What does Larry always talk about? I'm going to Cookout. Get me a sweet tea.
Cookout.
Half sweet, half unsweet.
Cookout.
Going to Cookout. All right. This is kind of a cool story.
I kind of want a cookout.
I was going to say, I wish they had cookout here. I never had cookout.
Well, if Larry and I are going to that podcast convention together, I was going to drive.
That doesn't help me, does it?
See, now Larry and John need to host a picnic for us.
Yes,
and then we can go to cookout.
Yeah, I'm gonna think that John and Larry are still pretty far apart.
I don't
Probably
care.
the same distance between Larry and us.
I don't care.
All right. Next
I'm
up,
gonna pretend they're right next to each other.
okay. Next up is a good story. Actually, a nice story about
Get him in flow.
What's Get 'em in flow? Does it have something to do with the
I think
bowels?
it's a fast food joke.
Oh, Get 'em in flow. All right, this is a good story. It's about a driver that gets a big tip.
Car ride she'll never forget.
I got a call to go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it was an Atlanta United game.
The 43-year-old single mom was a hairstylist by day, Uber driver by night. And during this particular trip, LaTanya shared a bit of her life story with a passenger. At the age of 16, she had to drop out of high school to raise her first child. She recently had to drop out of college because of a $700 unpaid balance to Georgia State University.
Every time I got ready to pay the money, my kids needed something. It was something going on where, I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait.
A few days after that rideshare, LaTanya got a phone call from the school.
And the message stated, okay, you're all set. You can register for classes now. And I was like, literally, I was blown away because a stranger has never done that or done anything like that for me.
That stranger was Kevin Esch, the passenger in the Uber. A couple of weeks ago, he attended LaTanya's graduation from Georgia State.
When he paid the balance, it was like I had to do this for him. I maintained my grades, A's and B's, just trying to do everything to make sure he know that I appreciated him.
Yes,
LaTanya earned an associate's degree in criminal justice. This month, she'll be back in class to pursue a bachelor's. Dreams coming true because of a car ride.
And this one changed my life, that one ride.
That story actually made it onto...
Sorry, that was a nice. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It made it onto Ellen as well. Ellen.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Did Ellen then pay for something for her?
They actually, she ended up getting a ton of money. He ended up getting a ton of money. Basically, he ended up getting a vacation to anywhere he wanted. Picked a destination and they would pay it.
The guy that did the...
Yep.
That's awesome.
I feel like he was probably pretty wealthy anyways.
Well, but again, let's face it. Okay, yeah, it was $700.
Right.
Yeah, which isn't a ton of money.
Yeah, so I mean, he could have been like, upper middle class, and
He didn't.
had a little nest
I don't
egg.
feel like he was like wealthy.
He looked like a good-looking guy, though. He looked real well put together.
But you dress nice on good days, so it's okay.
Yeah, but his face doesn't ever look put together.
Rude. Oh, Jesper. Jesper gets good one-liners. I'm telling you.
I have him.
But it's such a good... Jesper almost made me do a spit take today. I was listening. I'll just say it. I was doing some food delivery, and he said something, I don't know, and I was... Well, actually, it wasn't a spit take. The woman was handing me the food to deliver, and I went like that. And I was like, oh, sorry, it wasn't you. Yes, my AirPods. She's looking at me like, yeah, whatever. But anyways. All right.
I know what it was. I'm not going to say
I don't remember what it was either, but it was probably something sexual.
Good thing I wasn't listening to the Telegram this morning.
Why?
Because I don't want to text to talk so much.
Yeah, get some AirPods. Jeez. All right.
Maybe if the company wants to buy them for me.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
Oh, we can't use the card for those kinds of things?
Yeah, if you did, it probably bounced. If it didn't, you better run because there's probably nothing else in there.
I gotta go.
All right, Sam's up next. The driver. This is kind of crappy. I'm interested to hear y'all's opinion about it. So we'll play the video and we'll kind of recap.
Started with a Lyft pickup here at Amazon in Romulus. A woman got into William Thomas's car. She was complaining of being sick. What happens next, he says, is a kind gesture that's completely gotten blown out of proportion.
East side, west side, north side, south side, I'm everywhere.
Driving for Lyft for 3 years, a retirement gig for William Thomas.
I love it, man.
The once cross-country bus driver and civil rights activist from Selma, Alabama, has a motto.
When I can help one person, my day is not in vain.
It's that giving spirit that spiraled into a public shaming on Facebook. His picture with a warning not to get into his Lyft.
My face is plastered everywhere, all down in Florida.
Friday morning, he picked up a female passenger from Amazon in Romulus.
And I said, how you doing? Which I do everybody. And she said, I'm sick.
William, getting over a cold himself, offered her some peppermint oil. He and his wife are big into essential oils after her brain aneurysm 3 years ago.
Put it on there. I said, all you got to do is pass it over your nose. It'll help you breathe.
William had no idea she was posting on Facebook that she was scared for her life. Then she posted his photo and license plate warning others. The post shared thousands of times already.
All three of my sisters called me crying and carrying on. I said, what? Your picture is all over the Facebook. I said, for what? What did I do?
It's spreading in neighborhood groups like this one, more than 100,000 followers. William insists he was just trying to help.
I've been dealing with the public for a long time. This is the worst I ever had in my life.
We reached out to the passenger who made the post but did not hear back. William wants to clear his name. He's worried the public shaming will soon affect his job.
I can't believe that you try to help people and they'll stab you in the back like this.
He did go to Woodhaven police to see if they could stop that post from spreading. Unfortunately, there's nothing they can do. In Romulus.
Yeah, so before anyone says anything, what would be the number one thing you should do on that driver should have done?
Call legal rideshare?
No. No free rides. No, I'm just kidding. Dash cam.
Yeah.
He could have, I mean, he's an older guy. He probably doesn't have one. He could have gone to the news and said, here you go. Here's what happened. Go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for that guy. He's an older guy, clearly a nice guy, and that's how social media can just F you.
Yeah.
It's
just
true. Share.
To just get shamed out of this job because somebody who's ignorant just put your picture on the internet and said, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's just terrible.
The sad part of it is like, I just wish there was dash cam so I could see what happened. Because I mean, he very well could have. I'm saying about 99% chance he didn't, but it's just shitty. Like, that poor guy, he's just trying to make a little extra money, and then you got assholes like that. So,
I mean, moral of the story: don't offer essential oils to your passengers.
He probably shouldn't. I mean, if he's MLM, he's probably trying to make a sale. I mean, so clearly,
but still, you still don't respond like that. He was not trying to harm you.
No, exactly.
He's trying to do something nice.
Well, speaking of harming, this is going to be my new game. Speaking of harming,
so Miguel got gas for $1.06 today. $1.06 a gallon.
Where?
I
probably used his benefit.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, Jesper.
No, let me rephrase that. He had gas for $1.06 today because of Taco Bell.
Oh, Miguel.
He got me. He got me there.
One of our patron members. Thank you, Miguel.
So I'm not sure why I was assigned this because I don't do Uber Eats. I've done twice in my life.
Is that
and
Pete?
I will never do it again.
I just can't help noticing how dirty those shoes are.
Looks like there's poo right on the side.
Yes.
Is that an ankle monitor? Look at there's a little like
it's a button.
I don't know. Oh yeah, it is a button.
So obviously the whole point here is that somebody obviously stole those bags.
Oh right.
And took them to the bathroom with them.
Well, here's the funny part: is there probably is nothing in there. I mean, I can't imagine.
But nobody knows, right?
Nobody knows. And for some reason, that bag kind of sits up on its own. Like, my bag kind of collapses.
Hopefully, it's empty. We're just going to roll with it being empty.
Yeah. But, man, this picture talk about sharing it. Because, like, you imagine the guy. He probably saw his shoes, but no one knows. He's the only one that knows that that's him because no one else knows his shoes. His buddies won't even know.
His girlfriend is like, those dirty shoes made it on the internet.
Right, yeah. His girlfriend and him are the only ones that know, but that is ridiculous. What else do you have to say about that, Jesper?
You're dead to Pete.
I'm dead to Pete?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Dead to Pete.
He's not. He loves me.
Pete's nice.
Right. So our next sponsor, I'm super excited about it. It's we don't know how to say their name. This is terrible. Miafis?
Is there even a fun short way to say?
I don't know. I should have asked Jackie.
Michigan Insurance and Financial Service.
Right. It's MIA. I had trouble spelling it last night.
FS.
I was like, it's MIA, like missing in action, Frank Sam. So it's MIAFS, Michigan Insurance and Financial Services. So I recently, thanks to Gabe, got Jackie's contact, and she saved me about $70 a month just for my auto. And they saved me on my home, but I don't ever really look at that because escrow pays that or whatever. I mean, I pay it, but I'm super excited about this because you guys, she can save you money. She is a insurance broker. So she has, let's say, 10 different insurance companies she can contact and get quotes for all of them. And so you don't have to individually go to State Farm. I don't know which one she works with. I ended up going with Progressive. That gave me the best price, and which I'm excited about because Pete had such a good experience with Progressive. So yeah, she saved me $70 a month, and it's apples to apples between the other company I had. I didn't reduce services, nothing. Everything's exactly the same. And so you need to call her at, I kept typing 616. It's 269-569-6127, 269-569-6127. Call her and to get a quote. And then, oh crap, what was her email address? I'm sorry, Jackie.
Jackie at miafs.com.
Yes, Ben to the rescue. But I am excited for them to be on board because I guarantee y'all she's going to save you some money. So do it. Email her right now and she will get you going on a quote because, I mean, it's $70 a month doesn't sound like a lot, but
70 times 12? That's a lot.
What is that?
840.
840.
That's really good. $840. What could you do with $840? I mean, that's a lot of sensation strips.
That's a set of tires, I was going to say.
Snow tires. Sam does the logical thing. It's snow tires. I talk about strip clubs. I don't know why that's on my mind. I apologize, folks. And I apologize to Jackie. So we better get back into the program, man. We are taking our time.
I mean, you should be real proud of us. Like, there was 2 opportunities for 69 jokes, and I just sat here quietly while you finished.
I looked away because
I saw him look away, and I thought he was snickering, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna comment.
We weren't. We were behaving.
I appreciate that.
We try.
What is this one, Ben?
This one is a throwback to Christmas time.
I posted
You've got
this.
tinsel and ornaments, and it's just decorated to the nines.
She does this at every opportunity she can. She decorates her car like this.
Oh my god, she local?
Whose is it?
It's a girl on the ladies' page. She's a regular poster.
Okay.
And every holiday she's like this.
You know, originally I thought the bottom picture was her front windshield, but I see it's her back.
It's her back.
Because I was like, how can you see?
I thought it was the front too.
It's so
it's the back.
Okay, yeah.
You think it's tacky?
I think it's
in the
hella
back.
tacky.
I think it's fine. I guess
in the back it's okay, but
I don't know.
But Sam, you usually do a little decorations.
I do
for
a string
Halloween.
of lights.
Okay,
is what I did for Christmas too. I did a string of lights.
Okay,
and then Halloween I did more. Next year I probably won't, just because it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't do shit. I get you from point A to point B safely.
I like the string of lights.
Don't touch the radio.
And I don't have an aux cord or Bluetooth.
You should just trade cars with Pete because his radio doesn't work.
Perfect.
And then he can just have your car, and you can just be in the Jeep with no radio.
No, I'll give one of my AirPod to the passenger. Here, listen to this podcast with me. This is what we're listening to.
Wow.
What were you going to ask, Jesper?
I was going to say, how do you power that?
They are battery powered.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And you can get a like a converter too that converts.
But I didn't. They're just battery powered.
Battery powdered?
Powder. Okay, so this next
I do have to say one thing.
Go ahead, sir.
Leo mentioned on YouTube that
Leo's on YouTube?
Yep.
Yes. His Facebook
Cargo did have an app.
They did towards the end?
And he still has the box.
Oh, Shoot, I should have talked to him about that. I didn't know. I didn't know Detroit got it. So
of course they did.
We never. Gosh dang it! Where's my link?
So Leo, did you get to keep all the stuff since they went bankrupt?
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did, but maybe not. Okay, so this next one is Rick and Morty, and I had to read this a couple of times because I'm dumb and a boomer.
Boomer.
But when you read it, it says, okay, so for the podcast listeners, it says, when the car in front of you doesn't slow down at a yellow light, this guy's got the finger gun out there and goes, Morty, you son of a bitch, I'm in. And I read it as, you son of a bitch, I'm in. I'm in what?
I'm in Texas.
I'm in what? I actually went online and Googled this meme to try to figure out what. I'm like, what did I don't know who posted this. Who cut this off? Who posted this? This is the dumbest thing. And I'm like, oh no, I'm reading it wrong. It's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. So anyways, I'm dumb. But that's okay.
You need to work on your Morty impressions.
We know that.
I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
Watch an episode.
Go ahead.
I can't do it.
Okay, well, then don't tell me to work on it.
No, you should, though.
It's just like Mickey Mouse.
But for real, you should watch it at least once.
Is it a
You
funny
actually
show?
might enjoy it.
I probably would.
It's not bad.
Is it like Family Guy at all?
It's a very different kind of humor. It's Adult Swim's like best show they've put out, I would say.
Yeah.
Most of their comedies are not funny.
Okay.
This one actually is.
Well, that's good.
So Leo had a follow-up comment as to why they actually went bankrupt. He hasn't had a sale since 2018.
Oh my gosh. And it's been in his car the whole time?
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
Oh man. Yeah,
So,
I just think
probably wasn't that popular.
Man, I wonder.
It was a gimmick, I think.
Think so?
Yeah, it was a gimmick.
I'm still waiting on that Octopus tablet. I mean, we've paid out a couple of referrals on it, but they're in Detroit, I think. I wonder if Leo has that. Pretty sure they're in Detroit.
I wonder if we went to Detroit and set up a fake address, if we could order one and then just bring it back to Grand Rapids.
I don't know. Because they do, you have to verify your ride, so it would know. I think they somehow can access your account. I don't know. But anyways. So I'm going to try to do 2 posts in one. But this first one for Sam, you can talk about it a little bit, and then I'll talk about mine. So the simpler picture of earnings, the California thing.
Yeah. So this came out, last week, I think? Or the week before, that California they're changing things up. So they are promising that they're only going to take 25% of a ride. No matter what. That's the top end of what they will take. Sometimes they will take less, but
that's huge. Because right now, I mean, okay.
Yes, there's some rides where they take 55% right now.
Right, and we all talk about, yes, you only get paid for mileage and time. We understand that. But they do, if you look at what the rider pays and what Uber charges, it's usually,
on average, it's over 30, I think.
Yeah.
Is what I usually notice. I mean, just yesterday, somebody posted that Uber paid out $20. They were in the hole $20 for a ride, which it happens once in a while.
Yeah.
But,
it's always fun to see that.
Just the fact that you get to see everything pretty clearly. You know exactly what you're going to make. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. So this is kind of kind of the same thing. Oh, your cough threw me off. So it's about lower your service fee with Quest. So there's Quest promotions. We don't get a ton of them. They don't call them. I guess I do call them Quest.
Yeah, they're Quest.
So this is insane. Okay, this is insane. Example 1. For Quest 1, if you do 0 to 60 trips, your service fee is 25%. If you do 61 trips or more, it's only 10%.
Yes, you get to keep 90% of your fare.
That's nuts.
Yes, and people were complaining so much. They're like, why don't we just leave our Quest alone? I just want to get my extra $100. I'm like, you're going to make more than $100.
Right? Are you nuts?
That extra 15% on every ride will add up so much.
Quick.
I mean, that's way better than an extra 2% on gas, right?
I mean, it's easily thousands of dollars a year, and
I'm so confused.
Why?
Did we move things around?
What do you mean?
He only put the one picture on the drive.
Sorry.
No, but you were not supposed to talk about that one.
I know. I wanted to put them together, but if you would have heard before we started talking, I said I'm going to post mine early because because it's about.
I didn't hear that. So.
Yeah, you're flirting with Leo on YouTube.
No, he's watching porn.
Oh,
I am not.
All right, show the fans.
XTube, Pornhub,
XTube.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's XTube?
I don't know.
Don't Google it, y'all. But it had a couple of examples of smaller quests, like if you plan to drive less, 0 to 15 trips, your service fee is $25, 16 plus, it's $23. So, and it says choose your quest. Like, who's bitching about that?
Right. Yeah. No,
that's amazing.
All sorts of people. It's people who want all the good things and their quests.
Yeah.
Like, you got to meet Uber in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
They've given a lot in California.
And just before you even say it in the comments or whatever, we ain't coming to Michigan. Like,
no,
we're never going to see that.
Emily was like, I wish they'd bring that here. And she's in Nashville. And I was like, they don't have to. Like, there's no reason for
Why
them
would
to.
they?
Yeah. The Uber ride I took yesterday, he's like, I wish we would unionize here. And I just kept my mouth shut because I did not want to get into that conversation.
Seriously.
You want to go down that road? Probably not.
Yeah.
All right, Jesper, here's your bag of drugs.
My bag of drugs.
Fentanyl. Plaka.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
See, he was doing something. I say Jesper,
drugs.
and it takes him 6 clicks to get there.
What are you talking about?
Pause.
Are you on incognito?
No, I'm not. Oh my god!
Not that I know what that is. It's up. It's been up there for
nobody
30
told
seconds.
Me that. Okay, this is a gram and a half of the most dangerous substance known to man and a scourge to everyday life. It's not meth. It's not heroin. It's not fentanyl or even flakka.
Mm-hmm.
It's glitter, people, and it'll get on everything and should be outlawed.
Every effing thing.
I didn't want to say it, and it's true. So
and it cracks me up. The only thing they couldn't spell right was scourge.
What?
Scourge.
Scourge.
Sorry.
Well, whatever.
Scourge. There's an O in scourge.
Oh.
What?
A substance known to man and scourge to everyday.
Like,
and a scourge to everyday life.
They missed the O.
I've never heard of scourge.
I have.
Scourge. It's like
I just typed it in the chat. If you look at it, it's spelled properly in the Facebook chat. It might ding in your mind.
Whatever.
Like a scourge to humanity.
Right. It's like you should just outlaw glitter because you can't get rid of it, right?
Yes, agreed.
So,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, again, I think
and
here
if you play World of Warcraft, you can. The scourge was a thing.
I don't even see that.
What is World of Warcraft? Are you actually a geek now?
I have a World of Warcraft tattoo on my body.
What?
Oh.
Really?
No.
Where?
No.
It's on my neck.
On the back?
Uh-huh.
The one I said I didn't know you had a tattoo on it. It's I never would have known that.
Pete recognized it.
Of course Pete did.
It's her secret.
Careful.
It's a great conversation starter.
Oh, I bet it is.
Because I know right away when I have nerdy people in the car.
Right?
Because they see it?
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay. They know what it is. And
You're down for your do you play Dungeons and Dragons too?
I tried D&D a couple weeks ago with my friends, and it was awful.
Like, legit?
It was so boring. Mostly because they don't know how to... None of them are leaders. I'm the leader of our social group.
I bet.
And they're disorganized and they can't stay focused. So what should have taken 2 hours took 6.
It could have been the weed?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I wasn't high.
Of course, you don't smoke.
But I guess it could have been. I mean, Brandon's in China right now and he can't smoke legally, so he should have at least stayed focused.
Right. Oh, you played online?
No, we play in person, and then our friend is living in China right now, so we Skype him in. He's the dungeon master.
What the hell is happening in this room tonight?
What?
The dungeon master.
He's the person who leads the game.
Oh,
The DM. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that.
What is going on?
I don't
But
know.
no, I didn't enjoy it. Like we
You know
did a
what's
special
going
Christmas version, and
What's going on?
Tax time is going on.
yes,
And because of tax time, the IRS wants their money. And they have really made things a lot more accessible and user-friendly for us gig folk. But why? So they can collect your taxes. So what seems like a nice gig economy tax center on the IRS website, don't let it fool you. They just want your money. They want you to make sure that you're paying all of your taxes. And yes, you rightfully should. You owe your dues to the state and to the nation we live in. But don't get too excited. Yes, it's a handy tool. Yes, it will help us figure out our tax stuff. But the ultimate goal is to take more money from you and put it in the country's pocket. But that's why you can call our friends at Dunham Tax and Accounting.
And you can check out Sam's blog, Jesper, if you want to share that in the group when you get a second.
I will look it up right now.
That would be great.
I will say, though, when I was doing my taxes, they did update their opinion on car washes, and they were officially moved into the vehicle maintenance category.
No.
So you aren't supposed to claim your car washes anymore.
Well, hey, I'm going to leave it up to
It's been clarified a little better.
I'm going to leave it up to my tax professional.
I may or may not have still stuck it in the miscellaneous category.
Aren't you a tax professional?
Not yet. Couple
Not
years.
yet. Not
Intern.
Yet. Paid intern. This is the millennial intern now, Ben. They actually get paid. She told me she was going to be an intern. She's like, I get paid. I'm like, and she gets paid, I mean,
more
really
than what,
good.
I mean, my overtime is probably more than what you guys make hourly normally.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
sure.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd make $11 an hour. Thank you very much.
Oh, your sales.
Add your commission, break it down, and it's quite a bit more.
All right. So this next picture is funny. I think we've all come to determination that it is probably photoshopped, but it looks really, when it first was posting,
it looks good.
So it's a picture of LaGuardia and it says Uber X, pool and walking buddy. And there's a discount and it looks just like Uber's. I mean,
they even put that like the little green tag there like they did for the chopper one.
Yes.
Like, it's very convincing. Like, I don't know. There's part of me that's half tempted to wonder if there's one very, very small area where they did roll it out.
Here's the thing. You know why I think it's fake? Because the two people are hanging on to hands.
Okay.
Because if it's a walking buddy, like...
But, like, if you're helping an old lady across the street, you might hold her hand.
I would.
That's not an old lady, I gotta tell you that.
Yeah, she got a skirt and some you-know-what boots on, so...
They're below the knee. They're regular boots. They're below the knee.
I don't think those are...
They're not hooker boots.
They're barely below the knee, like, just below.
Barely.
But, I mean, they wouldn't... I mean, if I was going to help an old lady, I would hook her arm. I wouldn't hang onto her hand. I mean, but anyways, I thought it was legit, but then I started seeing people doing other things that looked exactly the same, and it was like disgusting things and weird things. I'm like, okay, it clearly is not a real
but
picture.
Uber actually engaged with Twitter about this.
Did they?
They
Because
did.
people asked questions about it?
They did, yeah. Uber retweeted it and said, gotta get those steps in.
They did?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Could just be a great joke, but...
Oh, yeah, no, it's a joke.
I always am encouraged when company social media is like Wendy's.
I love
socials
Wendy's.
On
God.
Twitter. They will roast you, and
Mhm.
they don't care who it is. Like they'll roast McDonald's.
That's the best kind of firm that lets your PR actually have fun with people instead of just being all like, proper and responsible.
I remembered it.
Yeah.
And it makes me. I mean,
Yes.
doesn't make me go
But
to Wendy's more. I go to Wendy's because the
Wen-
food is delicious.
Wendy's social media profile is famous. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Everybody want to be roasted by Wendy's.
Yes.
it's a thing.
Oh, so like you want to get roasted,
Oh, yeah,
so you
it's
go
a
out of
thing.
your way to
Yes.
tweet at them to get
Absolutely,
roasted.
you do.
Yeah.
That a funny, this is completely side topic, but another funny Twitter account is like Blockbuster Video. It's like the last
There's
one.
one left.
Yeah, it's very funny
I
on
know.
Twitter too. You should
It's
check
ridiculous.
that out. Jesper, let's talk about beer month. Sorry,
Winter Beer Festival.
yes,
Yes, it's coming back.
it is our favorite time of. This is the best weekend in the winter.
Yep.
Um,
February 22nd,
Is it February 22nd?
2020.
Are they only doing one day this year?
Yep.
What?
Oh, they normally
That's
do
weird.
Friday and Saturday. That is weird.
Take place Saturday, February 22nd, 2020.
I wonder if people are still going to fly in from like Canada.
Yeah, interesting.
Because usually
There's a lot of foreign travelers last year.
Yeah, usually you buy the weekend. You go
Right.
Friday and Saturday.
And then the weekend gets canceled and you get upset. And
oh, that
Yeah.
was that like 2 years ago?
last year.
No,
It was 2 years
It was
ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
There was flooding on the river.
Yeah.
Well, the reason we're bringing it up that
Pretty
they're
bad,
offering codes, a $20 credit, one
Yep.
at participating hotels. So
But that's the thing. You have to do participating hotels, right? So if you go to the URL at Experience GR, they have a listing of them.
Oh, the Amway's on there, so there are some nice ones.
Yeah.
The AC, okay.
Well, they probably add $20 to the night.
Probably.
Whatever.
I want to try that
I feel
AC
like
hotel.
the Amway's probably already pre-booked for it completely.
yeah,
They
yeah.
book
There's a lot of
fast.
hotels on there.
Well,
so-
and then, I mean, let's not forget, it's actually usually pretty good driving.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It is.
As long as
so
you're
2 years ago,
patient
they
enough
kinda
to sit there.
Yes.
2 years ago, they screwed up a little bit, right? But last year was not bad.
Yeah.
Last year, they kind of had it back together, the pick up and drop
Well, no,
off.
2 years ago it was fine. It was just they canceled the weekend. You're thinking of
Right.
B93's birthday bash.
That was
a
That's
disaster.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Remember,
Sorry,
we were going to
mixing
reach out to them. We
together.
always
Yeah,
have
I know.
these great ideas, and then we're like, it's too much work. They're
gonna
adults.
do that,
They should
yeah.
organize it better.
Well, I did reach out to them, and they told me that they had it under control.
Oh.
They had a plan.
Did you?
But they obviously did not. So.
That was a disaster.
It
Yeah.
was.
All right, Ben. This one is a funny.
Yes.
What one's this one about?
But
This
Beer
is
Fest.
Uber Eats.
Sorry. Damn it, yes.
Beer Fest.
All right, read this because I want our podcast listeners to hear it too.
All right. So this is a text conversation with an Uber Eats driver. He says, "Hey, this is Matt, your Uber Eats driver. I am on my way. Thanks for your business." And I don't know if that's related to the thread or not, but then another text conversation goes this way. Did you seriously just hang up on the guy delivering your food to a customer? I was calling the number that was on the app. That is 100% rude, man.
So this is the Uber driver texting the passenger.
No.
This is super confusing.
No, it's not. It said, did you seriously just hang up on the guy delivering your food?
Yes, but
To a
it's the
customer.
business. He's texting the business owner.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's delivering their food to the customer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think
If you let Ben finish, we would
the
have
original
gotten
text,
there.
"Hey Matt, this is your." I think that's they should have cut that out. That's a different. That has nothing. That's what kind of confused me. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's fast forward. Okay, go.
Did you seriously just hang up on the guy delivering your food to a customer? I was calling the number that it was on the app. That is 100% rude, man. Yes, I did. The owner. Walk in like every other driver. We use your service so we can stay off the phone. You don't like it? Find me a job.
Find a me job.
Find a me job. Like, what does that mean? Find a new job? Find a job
I think
for
it's
me?
find a job that's like more about them.
I totally misread this text because when I originally looked at it, I thought it was like the customer bitching that that they didn't pick up the phone, or the driver bitching that the customer didn't pick up the phone and that they didn't walk the food. Speaking of walking the food, some of the apps don't require you to walk the food to the customer. They're supposed to come to you. That's what I heard. I don't know. I always walk to the customer.
So
but
when I've ordered Uber Eats, there's a box you check that says "Come to the door."
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
And I always check it. I usually still meet them in the driveway.
Yeah.
But if I don't want to, I want them to walk to the back. I just know my apartment's hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to select which your preference is for them to come to the door or to stay in the driveway.
Yeah, there was a company, and I don't know if it's still around here, called Joy Run. I mean, it's
what happened?
I don't know.
I know Liberty signed up to do it.
I did too. I did one Joy Run.
Yeah, one Joy
Look
Run.
it up, Jesper. See if it's still valid.
I'm looking it up.
But they were ones where you did not go to the customer, like you met at a location for convenience. Their whole point was you tried to get like 3 or 4 orders. So someone places an order and then it sends a text to everyone in the area. Hey, do you want to go to Taco Bell? Such and such, order Taco Bell. Then you get like 5 orders and then you go to one centralized location, but it's not at the customer's house.
Oh, then why bother paying the delivery fee if all you're avoiding is waiting in the drive-thru
Well,
line?
I mean, it's not far away from you. It's not like,
But if I have to leave the house, I might as well just go get it.
That's true. That's a good
Like-
point. But I think it's more set up for like dormitories, like college dorms, or
if you're downtown, you can walk a block instead of walking 6. And
That's true. Yeah, it's not for like homes or
No.
Yeah, that's kind of silly.
So it is still around. There's some talk about whether or not it's actually still active in Grand Rapids, but I haven't figured out yet. But
interesting.
It is definitely still around. So,
let's see.
You're last.
I am last before we jump into Facebook shenanigans. I probably should have read this. So this is a post in the Rideshare Drivers Network. Beware, beware. The scammers are getting better at their game. Last night, a man named Steve Lessiter called me saying he was from Uber and I needed to pull over or he would shut my app down, and no one could get it back on because he was one of the head men from Uber. Okay, this is a bad scam. I hung up. He called me back from 5 hang-ups, making threats to call the police on me, and I could never work again. These people are serious about getting to us. I called Uber, and they took care of everything. I gave them a name and number. He called from, I blocked that number. Uber will never call us. Then someone comments, actually, Uber will call at times if you reported someone from a serious reason.
Yes.
Well, this is a bad scam. Seriously. I mean, like, who would ever believe this? And clearly,
there are some people that do give into these scams.
Yeah, and have you guys ever been scammed? Like someone,
Mom.
She was?
Mom was. Good thing she didn't know what her password was.
Yay, boomers!
So I actually heard about somebody, and there was a local here in this market here. It wasn't. They were not active on a drive, but they were in a parking lot. And I want to say they were in the parking lot at Meyer. And she was. I think it was a beggar. Somebody came up to the door and.
Oh yeah,
no, it was an Arby's.
Was it an Arby's?
Yeah,
yes,
that
it's
just
the
happened.
new girl.
Yeah, the new girl, Andrea.
Okay.
Yeah,
but the whole point was that somebody very quickly gave themselves money on.
they got into her Cash App that wasn't password protected, which is weird because I feel like those.
Well, it is now. But
I feel like you can turn that off. Like, why would you not have a
Gabe's wasn't locked before this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so like.
Yeah, he went and locked it that day.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't blame him. But yeah, you should always have.
But how much was it? It was like $60 or something.
Yeah,
like
$60
that.
or $80, something like that.
Yeah.
But
it was over a full night's work.
Does it? Does Cash App will it bounce, quote unquote?
No.
So you can
You're just SOL.
You can put like $500 in, and you'll be able to transfer it.
Mm-hmm.
That seems odd.
I think so.
That they would do that.
I believe so.
That'd be weird, but
because I think they pull from like your bank account, not from your debit card, and that overrides it.
Okay,
it's like cashing a check. If you cash a check for too much, sometimes your bank will be like, "Well, that's on you."
Yeah, I guess, but.
But I mean, her bank worked with her and got her the money back because it was fraud.
Okay.
But
is everyone cool on Facebook? Is it all up to date?
Yeah.
My producer page here is just completely
we're good.
Way behind. Okay, I just wanted to make sure since we're almost done.
A lot of people in this group have gotten
scammed,
Larry and
or at
Justin
least attempted.
have gotten called. Yeah.
What's another one that says it's on Uber? It's not Lyft. It's always Uber. I never hear Lyft scams.
Larry got a Lyft.
Oh, well, I'll shut my mouth now. So there was another one on Uber I can't remember where like a name pops up or something and it's generated or
generated.
Yeah, it's on Uber, right?
And then you get a phone call as soon as you accept the ride and that name pops up.
Yes.
It's just a scam.
Yes.
And honestly, it's probably even a bot. It might not even be a real person behind it. It's just a bot taking rides.
Yes.
And then auto calling you.
Right. Trying to get your password or something. Yep. Don't ever give your password out over the phone.
Seriously.
I mean,
unless you just don't
be a
it.
boomer.
Oh, man. Don't be a boomer.
Oh.
So the tip time tonight is just it's really simple. Diversify your gig work,
especially in the winter.
Yeah, lately, man, I tell you, it's just been ridiculous how slow rideshare is.
40 degrees this weekend. It's gonna suck.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to get snow.
A little bit, but it's
not
warm.
enough to.
I'm gonna drive all weekend. I'm hoping to get just as good weekend as last weekend.
Oh yeah, $25.
Yeah,
or 26 maybe.
No,
30.
Not that weekend.
Oh, the weekend you didn't drive at all?
Yeah, no.
Well, you probably made more money on the weekend you didn't drive all than the one before because you didn't spend any gas money.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, just diversify your work. There's plenty of work out there. We talk about it on the Gig Economy podcast. I think the last one we talked a lot about Shipped because I've been doing that more. Did some Grubhub today. Some Instacart. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're just a rideshare driver, please drive for both. If you're a food delivery person, please drive for multiples. You just never know where you're going to get deactivated or what's hot and what's not. So it does get a little challenging, like trying to find what's hot.
Yes.
It would be nice.
It's a lot of trial and error.
It is. It would be nice if rideshare was busy all the time because I'd probably just do rideshare all the time, but it's not.
Yeah.
So.
And we probably should give a little shout out to poor Aaron and his deceased vehicle that was officially totaled today.
Was it officially totaled?
Yes. So unfortunately, he can't take it to Irvine's to get fixed.
Oh, man.
But No, it's toast. He's waiting on a check so he can go get a new car.
Oh, good. I hope he gets a XL. So,
Yeah.
And speaking of Irvines, thanks again for them for sponsoring the studio. Again, if I don't write in the rundown, I forget it clearly, but you brought it. You triggered my brain. But yeah, again, thanks for them. Check them out. They do all great car repairs and they do some Euro. So Euro trash.
But they don't call it Eurotrash anymore, right?
No, it would be Europeans, I guess. They're going to be fancy now because they actually work on them.
Ooh.
It's Mini Coupes and something else. I can't remember.
Still Eurotrash.
I saw a Mini Coupe today with a. Unfortunately, I didn't get the picture of the license plate, Pete, but it said Mr. Bean on the back.
Did it?
Yep, we have a local Mr. Bean.
Nice. Okay, we're going to jump into Facebook shenanigans. Am I first on this one? Okay, this one's just silly.
It's amazing.
The meme, Samantha Potter and the meme. I love that meme. It was just like, what the?
I saw Samantha and I was hoping it was you,
Our Samantha. Samantha Potter.
I got real excited, but then I was not.
It says, how may I call Uber taxi? My phone number's, no, I'm not going to read it.
Yeah.
But apparently
that is a real thing in other places.
Uber taxi?
Yes.
It's called Uber taxi?
Yes. In the list, there's a taxi option, and I think you can.
Not in Grand Rapids.
No. In other towns where like Uber has partnered with the taxi company, and I think you actually can call them.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
so,
he's
it really isn't a dumb question, but why is he on our page?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say there's probably some people that probably need to be cleaned out of there, but it was just kind of funny. And how do you describe that meme that Samantha Potter posted? It's that guy. I don't know who that guy is, but it's
he's all over the internet.
He's all over the internet.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
really?
an old video too
Yeah.
because the quality sucks.
yes,
but,
it's an original.
all right, who's up next?
Me.
Sam.
Yeah, so this was wonderful. I am shocked
hide in this car.
Jesper hasn't gone this far yet. This is
Well,
generation 2.
You talked about doing that.
Well, so I have a screen in my car, and I talked about hooking up like just a small
Switch.
gaming system, right?
No, it wasn't
Well,
a Switch.
But the old $50
NES.
Yeah, knockoffs. Yeah. So, but I never did. So
Is that a game? Is that a Nintendo game platform? Is that what it is?
That looks like
I don't know what that is.
it's a fighting game.
I feel like that's dangerous, though. I would not trust that.
Yeah, I mean, so just so people who are listening know, we're looking at it's an Uber. I'm fairly certain, and he has a TV hooked up that's connected with like some piping to his front seats, and there's
probably a 36-inch, maybe.
It's a pretty big screen.
Yeah, it is. It's a legitimate TV, and it's hooked up to a gaming system, so people in the back can play whatever game.
It is super cool.
Can we just comment on the guy's super fresh haircut line? Like
He just got it. I love that. He notices the funniest things. But you're right. It's dope. Don't you hate that as a guy? You get that tail.
Scraggle?
Yeah, that look.
When I had an undercut, that was a very real problem I had.
Well, that's true. Yeah, because it's the short hair kind of goes down the neck.
So Justin commented saying that it's a Raspberry Pi.
A what?
Raspberry
Pi. It's a small computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it is
Thanks,
Super
nerd.
Smash Brothers. I was thinking that, and I was like, no.
Well, I see that question mark looks like an NES game.
Yeah, it's Super Smash.
Okay. Who's up next?
I got you. So this is a fun story from a driver who decided to hang out in Grand Haven, which Jesper and I have experimented with.
I remember that. You got what was there something going on out there?
It was just summer.
Yeah, I know.
So it was really slow in GR.
Oh, that's right. You're like, we're going to do an experiment.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Holland was pretty decent, to be honest.
It wasn't bad, actually.
I caught a lot of rides in Holland and Saugatuck, and
there was that one night where I ended up going to the prison, and I was stuck there for like an hour and a half.
Right.
The where?
The prison out in
Ottawa County Prison.
Oh, jail. The county jail.
Jail, sorry.
Not prison.
But anyway.
There's no prison out that way.
Nope, there's not. So I decided to stay out in Grand Haven, this person says, Adam. Given the weather situation, I guess he lives out there. And I pick up these people at a local bar who want to cram 6 people into my little Nissan Versa.
Side note, I don't think that can be used for Lyft anymore. That Versa.
Oh.
It's too small. But anyways, go on.
So I tell them that's not happening. And the drunk lady in the front starts getting shitty with me because The drivers in GR do it all the time. So after a bit of back and forth, the lady is eventually like, well, we're not going to pay the cancellation fee. You are going to call Uber first thing tomorrow morning and make sure of that. To which I laughed and told her that definitely was not going to happen. She then said probably my new favorite thing that an unruly passenger has ever said to me, which was, I will not be treated like this. I'm from the city. So eventually the person who called the Uber, which turned out not to be I'm from the city lady, asked me to just take her and her husband home, and I obliged. And on the ride home, they were talking about city lady losing her shit the way she did. Turns out she was just from GR. And I thought that was hilarious. And I thought you guys might appreciate it too. But yeah, if you pick up a lady named Amber with super short red hair, just know you're in for an interesting ride.
It's funny that she considers herself a city person living in GR, which technically compared to Grand Haven is city-esque.
But still.
Yeah, I mean, you're not from Chicago or LA or Detroit.
I expect that attitude from like somebody from New York.
Yes.
But not somebody from here.
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Well, good job, Adam. Good job writing that, too. You did a good job. Sometimes
it was clear, concise. There's periods and paragraphs.
Right. Sometimes we read stuff, and I'm like, man, I did not proofread this good enough because this is going to be a rough one. So, Jesper, you're up.
Okay, so I'm just going to read that as well because, for the people who are not on the podcast. So, basically, it is somebody on one of the national groups. He goes, just saw this message and it brought tears to my eyes. Actually, it's a girl. Sunday at 6:12 a.m., I picked up this man that was drunk and could barely speak. I drive him home. He kept saying he was too old for this and that he was feeling all messed up. I was worried for him. Worried about him. And after seeing this, I'm glad I picked him up and got him home safe. And she's referring to a text message she got the next day. And the message goes, thanks for getting me home safely. Someone had put a knockout pill in my drink according to my doctor's test. You are a saint, Jim.
Wow. Usually it doesn't happen to guys, but
yeah. So apparently he got roofied, and
yeah,
it's always a weird thing when you pick somebody up that's too far drunk, but God, you never know what to do to bring them home or bring them to the hospital or.
Drive him to Fenville.
That comes up in like every podcast, the Fenville drive.
Well, when I picked a guy up at like 2:45 in the morning, and I picked him up on like Eastern and Franklin, which is really weird, and it was supposed to be a 45+ ride.
Ooh,
he was going to Fruitport.
What?
Fruitport.
And he got in. I know, yeah, and then he got in the car, and he's like, oh, just take me to my office. Okay, sure, buddy. Where's your office?
Right.
300 Ottawa. A 3-minute ride or whatever.
Well, how did it come up as a...
Because his home address is in Fruitport, but he was going to sleep it off in the office.
I mean, it saved him money, but sucks for you.
Yeah, I'm so bummed. I wanted that long ride.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Well,
are you following along on the Google Doc, Jesper?
A little bit.
Okay, because you're up.
I'm not. I just did that. No, that Jesper is referring to my speech.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, I thought the names were on the top.
No, but you never put them in there.
Yeah, it's missing a shenanigan because you didn't have one for the doc.
Remember, you put it in the...
But I can talk about our social media.
No, it's fine. I'll do it. So we did get a review on the 13th. It was my bad. On the 13th. It's 5-star. Shut up, Sam.
Are you following along?
Yes.
Ooh.
I was on the dock. Ben should have wrote shenanigans in there.
Okay, so talk about...
Anyways, our review is 5 stars. This great show. I love this show. It makes driving less boring on there. I don't know what that means.
Jogger
19 via Apple Podcast. But thank you for that review. It really helps us. It helps us grow. So, just again, thank you to Irvine's, the studio sponsor, Dunham Accounting, and MIFAS, Jackie at Michigan Insurance and Financial Services of Grand Rapids. I did it! Yay! All right. And I think that's it. I think we did good. We made it under 2 hours. We appreciate everybody.
An hour and 40 minutes.
Timestamp, Jason Funny Jason Noise, a.k.a. Dumb Jason Noise. Do I have a title for that now? What is my noise?
Talk to Sam.
All right, guys. Thank you
so much. I can't wait to use that in the Telegram room.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Yep.
We appreciate it
Thanks,
all.
guys.
And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Stay safe in the snow, guys.
Yeah, if we
Stay safe.
actually get snow. But
remember to get those tires fixed.
Right. We need a tire sponsor if anyone's listening.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, my video was like lagging big time. Like it's not even like I can't even end the live video on that part.
Are we done?
You made it through the ads really well.
No one chatted on Twitch. Oh, I don't know who that is.
There?
Somebody, Marvazoo.
Yeah, and Pete.
Oh, of course, Pete.
Apparently, we need to add that to the duties.
Yeah.
Such
That's
a funny
an
word.
easy one that you can check.
Duties. Yeah, it is an
And
easy
fucking
one.
Pete.
Well, of course, Pete.
Jason said duty.
Who said that?
Pete.
Where? In
the chat way earlier.
It was like at the beginning.
I don't know if we're still online, y'all. I'm just trying to.
No, it said live video interrupted.
Yeah. Well, I know we're off of YouTube, but it says we're off YouTube. It says we're offline on Twitch too. I don't know about Facebook or yeah, I don't know. Just end it. Oh, I could have just toggled off like this.
Yes.
Like the app we pay for $10 a month. What an idiot! I'm going all manually in there. Oh,
That was fun.
it was fun.
It was good.
It was very good.
Really well.
Yeah. We should split those up. I mean, I don't mind doing them, but you should do the tax one. You're a freaking
That's fine.
accountant.
You didn't put me as admin yet in the chat.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, you won't see it.
Oh, I thought you would once you went up to the menu.
Yeah, it should be.
I think so.
How do you add people as admin?
Mine just says Dick Ripper.
Yeah, that's your admin name.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, we're good.
So
then.
look. You only get a name if you're an admin. It shows up.
Okay, yeah.
Rise your daddy, admin. Ben's just admin.
Why am I just admin? How do I...
You can change it.
Yeah.
How?
You have to go into edit the group. Like in the main group where the description is. No, not in there. Click on the picture. Click edit. And go down to your name. And slide to the right. Nope. Left. Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe only I can do it.
Probably. You created the group.
Hold on.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, when it looks like this.
Click on my name.
Oh, yeah.
Custom title.
Yeah, you only get a certain amount of text, though. Or characters.
But I can't change it. That's dumb.
What do you want it to be, Ben?
I don't know.
Well, then what are you bitching about? Did you click on... Go back to this screen. Go back to this screen and then click edit. Do they show up with little... Oh, you can't either.
No.
Oh, apparently I'm the only one doing it because I created it.
That's okay.
I'm promoting Ben.
I've already been promoted.
What do you want your name to be?
I don't know.
Well, then what are you saying about... I'm going to make something up then. You can't even change it. That's fun. That's real fun.
What's it going to be?
I lick balls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it.
That would be fun.
Since you don't know, I won't change anything.
See, that's just not very nice.
What?
He chose not to do it.
Yeah. Huh.
So something just came out, $60. Egg solar.
Huh?
Oh, we just paid for expert.
XSplit?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a yearly?
That's what it says.
It must be.
12-month premium license, $64.
Whoopsies. We probably should know when that shit comes out if there's money in there. Keep selling. We need to sell more ads.
Hey, I shouldn't say anything.
What?